Welcome back to Thionite Plays Dragon Quest IX. On the last episode, we found a ghost train. If it's anything like the ghost ship from old legends, well, then there might be some spirits inside. Hopefully the non-alcoholic kind. And if you're asking me what kind of spirits would be non-alcoholic, well, let me just say it's a special super secret Celestrian brew. And I might introduce you to it later on. On this episode, we need to go plumb the depths of this ancient relic of a cave called the Hexagon. Unfortunately, it's not an octagon, or else it would have been way better. I have decided on how I want to handle stuff regarding the monsters. This is a cruel cumber. I will now get into a fight with this cruel cumber. I have decided. I have made a decision, and I am now way better able and capable of taking keeping track, taking care, being aware, and keeping track of my words, which are repetitive and looping in my brain. Anyway, this is a good introduction to this video. Roll the first entry. Cast aside by inns and restaurants alike, these vegetables have somehow gained sentience and armed themselves. No one knows where they continue to get their weapons, because to acknowledge that they are capable of making them themselves would throw all philosophical considerations about the nature of human intelligence firmly into the trash, much like these cruel cumbers once were. The very first entry, the cruel cumber. That is how I am going to be handling all of the enemies in this game. Every last enemy that is within Dragon Quest IX will receive its own unique, custom-made bestiary page, voiced over by yours truly. And yes, that is a verb. And it will have all of the information, as you saw, about the stats, the attack, the defense, HP, MP, speed, etc., rewards, everything you may find. Oh, another one. The version, blah, 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 blah. That, Teeny Sanguini, go! These tiny creatures are the result of a mountain-dwelling hermit crossbreeding a cow and a draki. They quickly became an invasive species that rapidly spread throughout the Protectorate. Thankfully, though, they are relatively playful creatures with no known diseases related to their bites, so many villages simply allow them to coexist in their favorite forest dens. The Teeny Sanguini, it's just, wait, I will get into the habit of swapping the screens. They just fluff around, because apparently Teeny Sanguinis, as I said, they're not super dangerous. They just kind of fluff around. They're really cuddly. An invasive species they may be, but a cuddly one at that. $7, nice. Now, with all of that out of the way, I will go out of my way to fight every enemy at least once. I will make that a point of reference. I do want to, at some point, at least a single time, fight every enemy in this game, which might be ambitious because that's not something I have ever kept track of or done, period. But these guys need to go next because they're right there, the Bodkin Archer. The opportunistic Bodkin archers specifically target hapless travelers due to their inability to handle more difficult prey. Despite their weak stature, these archers are well known to be the bane of the average Celestrian guardian because of how far afield said guardians usually must travel to protect their flock from the errant shots of Bodkin archers. Hopefully they're not completely overwhelming, because when we find enemies, I will try and do the bios, or I'll try not to overwhelm everyone with like an influx of the bios so soon after one another. But when we come to like new areas, we might have to do more than you might expect, but hopefully we won't miss any. And it won't be too overwhelming. They're relatively short. I don't go into too much detail, which I think is better because I think there's like, 300 plus enemies? There's a lot of enemies in this game. Anyway, this is our ultimate goal. These very small columns. Welcome, one and all, to the Hexagon. It's purple goop. Can I stand in the purple goop? Oh, dangerous. Don't stand in the purple goop. If you can help it, don't stand in purple goop. This is Grimace's blood, and I might be really late to the party on that particular meme, but you know, sometimes it's what you gotta do. So let's see. Let's be aware of where we're going. I want to go in every wrong, incorrect direction first. Not only because we're going to need to find a bunch of enemies in here, because of course, this is our first dungeon of the game, which is pretty cool. Dynne examines the statue. I have no earthly idea what could possibly be depicted here. He doesn't find anything particularly interesting. Yeah, that's the case with a lot of stuff. I have no idea. This human architecture, I have no idea what they're trying to depict. And there's nothing special on the rear end of it anyway. At least when it comes to Celestrian architecture and statues, you can always go to the behind, to the rear, and find some interesting secrets from the architects. What is this? It is a thing. It's an inscription. Path ahead sealed due to enormous beast-related fatalities. That is hilarious. Dynne, you're gonna need to use your brute strength to open up the door. It's a guy in a fez. Oh my god. Look at these walls. They're engraved. And lily pads. How do lily pads survive with no light? He says, staring at the volumetric god rays coming in from the ceiling. You're a ghost. Can I help you on your journey to the great beyond? Into the beyond. Oh no, he's going away. Okay, well. Oh no, he's going off in this direction. Oh, do you wanna, is that a statue of yourself when you were still alive? Because I went down there just like 6 seconds ago and there was a statue down there. Do you want to admire the statue with one last strapping young lad at your side? What do you have to say? On the back of the statue. Oh, so the humans do have a little bit of culture and taste when it comes to putting their secrets on the rear ends of their statue. That's really good that they're learning from us. That's adorable. I search the back of the statue, as is my wont as a celestial guardian. He finds a button in the back of its neck. Oh, they put their stuff in the back of the neck. I suppose to a human that would be a very sensitive place. Understood. Push the button. Because when it comes to Celestrian, I'm forgetting the name of my own people. When it comes to a Celestrian's sensitive bits, it's right in the center of the back where the wings connect. That's the most sensitive space. There's a noise. Something's moving. I must investigate. It is my duty. I promised my flock that I would help save something or someone. I've already forgotten. It's been a hot minute. I went to sleep, and as a Celestrian, it's just not something I'm used to. A choice, 2 stairs, and another path. We have to go on the other path because something tells me we need to go deeper if we want to progress. What's in here? A box with a shield. Oh my god, a shield. How do I... The X button, it's literally on the screen. Equip the shield, please. Because as a minstrel, we have the ability to equip shields. It's very good. It boosts our defense up 3 points. An unsophisticated shield of leather over lumber. It'll be very good to prevent arrows from piercing my soft, supple, fleshy body. I didn't have to worry about that when I was a ghost, because the things that attack us didn't have ghost arrows. Look at that. Now we have a shield. That's so cute. It looks really flimsy. It looks like a piece of paper taped to our arm. But, you know, what can you expect from human equipment? I am hiding behind this pillar. Right, he says, going down the left one. Oh, perfect. Treasure senses are perfectly tingling. A phial of holy water. Which is weird because it's a phial and not a vial. But, you know, vial, it could get confused with V-I-L-E instead of V-I-A-L, which is, you know, humans, they have such strange language. What is that? A bird! I need to fight the bird. This is a mecha mina. Roll and a slime. Ooh, this raises a curious question. Do I want to roll both things if they're both here? Because the bird and the slime. You know what? For these first few introductory enemies, I believe I will, because we need to get them over at some point, so roll them in numerical order. These extremely common jelly monsters are able to be found all across the Protectorate. Known for their playful attitudes and omnivorous appetite, the simple blue slime makes for the perfect household companion. useful for waste disposal, emotional support through wonderful cuddles, and offering surprisingly intuitive relationship advice, the blue slime is the perfect companion for adventurers and families alike. Though be warned, for while they are wonderfully friendly alone, a group of even a few blue slimes may turn into more than you could handle. These metallic birds were originally created by a tinkerer of some renown. After being evicted from his shop after one too many missed tax payments, however, he put them to a new use. Driven by a newfound hatred of the Stornway monarchy, he repurposed his mecha birds to spy on the king, all to hopefully find any viable blackmail material so that he could get his shop back. If you're sneaky when around these birds, you can hear them crowing, "Mine, mine, mine," echoing the tinkerer's mad ravings, leading to their namesake. Fantastic. Now you've learned all about the slimes. They are pathetically weak. Accelerate! It wants to go fast. It's going fast. It's going so fast, but not fast enough to outspeed us. Wow, we only did 1 damage? Oh, it wants to get even faster. Its agility increases a lot. Right, that's another thing that I don't think I've mentioned at all because we haven't run into it at all. But there are certain spells and moves that will allow you to increase your stats, like your attack or your defense or your speed or even your critical hit rate and etc., all that kind of stuff. And certain spells are better at it than others. You can do stuff with a minimal effect or a major effect, but they are stackable. As you saw, this Mecha Mina did Accelerate twice, and the first time it used Accelerate, it only did it oh wow, I have 7 HP. Gotta be aware of that. It did, it accelerated its thing a little bit. Wow, this is a terrifyingly strong bird. Do I have items? Miscellaneous. Equipment? No. How do I use items again? Fight. Items. There we go. It takes me a minute. Medicinal herbs. 30 HP. Here's... Oh, whoa. You dodged that effect. That was really important that we dodged that. But that's a good introduction to items. Medicinal herbs, they're also very helpful. Wow, this bird has a lot of defense. I didn't realize that we were so weak. We should have done a lot more fighting against the enemies. Hopefully we can level up a few times before we get to the thing that's inevitably waiting for us in the bottom of this basement, because that would be very bad if we had to fight a boss with very minimal HP. Well, we got 14 experience points. Oh, and a level up. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. Our attributes improved, and we got some gold. Very nice. Very nice. No drop rates, or no items, but that's fine. So we're learning more and more about the enemies. Swap the screens. A Draki! We need to fight you. Draki, come here. I need to destroy you. Oh, and another bird. Oh, that's kind of terrifying. Well, Drakis. Let's get ourselves introduced with the Draki. These nocturnal creatures adore sweet fruits. Apples, plums, oranges, and even peaches will always be the preferred foods of Drakis. The sole Draki that was responsible for the teeny Sanguini debacle with the hermit and the cow was drunk and an outlier, and should not be considered as normal by any standard behavioral study. We have, I have no battle abilities, which is unfortunate. We need to get rid of the Draki first, I imagine. 8 damage. Why are the birds are really bulky. Oh, don't accelerate. Oh, if you're gonna accelerate the Draki, that's fine. I can take care of the Draki first. Good. Draki has been destroyed. The birds do so much damage. It's just so unfortunate. Oh, I do 2, because I leveled up and I got my power. Got even more power and I got more bulk, so that's really good. I can kill these things twice as fast. Stop. Don't go into overdrive. Wait, the screens. Sorry, I swear I'll get better at it. I will get better, I promise. Just let me... I'm focusing on extreme amounts of things. And by extreme amounts of things, I mean, like, 2 things, because my brain doesn't work. 22 experience, nice. 30 gold, nice. We need that to pay for our medical bills. Because Lord knows we have a lot of those. Oh, another Draki. Wait, wasn't there a thing over here that I wanted to fight? I thought I saw a bag of laughs. Oh, there it is. Don't fight the Draki. I need the bag. Oh, good. A bag of laughs. We need to try and take this thing alive. There's been an outstanding bounty upheld by educational and medical institutions alike for decades in regards to these bags. no known specimen has ever been captured. Thus, there is no known information about what lies within these bags' fabled drawstrings. Some have speculated that they may contain the joke book used by the Bag of Laughs, while others offer the idea that there is some type of ultimate medicine, supported mainly by the Bag of Laughs' dropped strong medicine upon death. And that was the reason why we needed to take it. We need to find out what's inside these things. It calls for backup. That's a... Oh, and a Winkster. Ooh, that's concerning. You're not native to this area, which means I wasn't expecting you. Which means, oh, we're going to have to hold off on our bio because I don't have it made. Oh boy, okay, well, Bag of Laughs. You're pulling some back alley tricks on me with that one. Tricks are for kids, not for dudes in wizard robes and giant lollipops. This dude really likes lollipops, but like on disproportionately long sticks because like that's a reasonably sized lollipop, but like it's on that's like a foot long stick. You don't need it to be that big. I mean, it's if you had a giant lollipop, it would be appropriate. But this is like, it's a tiny little round one. It's not even like the giant swirly dude. You know, like you have like the 1920s with the little boy in the propeller hat with the giant swirly lollipop. It's like that would warrant a foot long stick. I'm level 5. That's fantastic. Look at my stats. They've increased incredibly. My HP has gone up by 5 whole points, which is cool. I do love that. My attribute... Oh, I got skill points. Allocating skill points. Oh, this is our first time. Uses the skill points you earn to increase party member skills and learn new spells, abilities, and traits. The allocate skill points command is now available in the miscellaneous menu. That is very good to know. You can allocate skill points from the miscellaneous menu whenever you'd like. This is our introduction to the very RPG aspect of Dragon Quest IX. This is going to be quite the interesting mechanic because let us look at this really quickly. As a minstrel, we have 5, I can count, we have 5 skills. 4 of them are equipment-based skills, and the 5th, litheness, in the case of the minstrel, is unique to the minstrel class. As a minstrel, we are capable of equipping swords, whips, fans, and shields. These are our unique, well, sort of unique, as these are our weapons that we can use as a class, which is interesting. Some of the basic skills we can get in the sword one is with 3 points, we can get Dragon Slash, and with 7 total points, we can get plus 10 attack with swords. It's pretty interesting. We also have like if it doesn't give you like a stat boost like plus 10 attack or plus 20 attack or plus 30 attack or critical hit rate up, it's going to give you a special ability like Metal Slash and Miracle Slash and Falcon Slash and Giga Slash. Lots of slashes with the swords, which makes sense because they're swords. For this one, what else do we have? We also have whips, which we're not using, so we can rule that out at the moment. It has stuff like more attack, hypno whip, trammel lash, lashings of love. If you're into that kind of play, but that's fine. We are a good boy. We are pious Celestrian. We're not into that. Fans will leave to other people. It's like, again, we're with swords. Shields, they're pretty good. Shields are really good because you got like block chance 2%, and all of these like statistics, like the stat upgrades, like block chance +2 at 12 and then at 25 again, they all stack. So it'll be +2% and then 6% and 8%. So it's like every time you like, it's like 2% with 10, you'll get like 12 or whatever, or round it up, not 20%. It just, you get better as you go. I can't math. Please don't expect me to do math or explain math. It won't work. Shields are good. Swords are better. But litheness, I want to talk about super quickly because the litheness skill, as unique to the minstrel, allows us to do stuff like hot lick. So if you want to lick your opponents with a really boiling hot bit of saliva, you could do this. You also have natural charm, which is good for future puff sessions. Anyway, we're gonna go, just really simple at the beginning with swords. I really want to get Dragon Slash as an ability, so we will pump all 3 points. And I will say this, I don't believe you can unallocate points once you've spent them easily. There are ways to do it later on. We're not there yet. Hold on to that. But you don't have to immediately allocate skill points. So if I wanted to just save these points, because they can be allocated at any point, you can just press confirm and leave the menu, and you go on your merry way and save them for later. If you're indecisive or you want to test out a bunch of stuff, you can like save beforehand and test out a bunch of it. Whatever your reasoning is, you don't have to allocate them instantaneously. You're not forced to. I am going to choose the sword skill because I do want to, and I recommend you do at least the first skill with whatever your proficient weapon of choice is, because it will help. And skill point allocation, yes please. I have learned Dragon Slash. We will go into that. Ooh, the swordsman. Oh, this is another mechanic of this game. I have been awarded the auspicious accolade Swordsman. This is an entire section mechanic of the game called accolades. These are essentially in-game achievements. So, awarded for Dynne for earning his grade 1 sword proficiency certificate, which means we've just pumped a few points into swordsman and got our certificate. We have been sword certified, which is high honor amongst the humans, I'm told. I'm going to take this to the bank forevermore. I am now a swordsman, and I've got $51. And the bag of laughs dropped a treasure chest, and it contains cow pat. Lovely. The immortal legend of the manure collector continues ever onward. All right, now that we're doing that, we can, of course, and will... Oh, Draki, leave me alone. No, Drakis. No, Drakis. No, birds. Let's stay away from birds as well. Let us continue to explore. I believe this is... Ooh, a fire spirit. I need to fight one of you guys. I need to fight one of you so I can roll my specially made entry into the bestiary. I was about to say encyclopedia, but that's not technically what it's called. Exposure to extreme amounts of solar radiation has granted life to campers' long-forgotten bonfires. Thankfully, these spirits only come into existence rarely, due to the scarcity of the proper-sized bonfire. Were fire spirits capable of being born from lesser fires, say campfires, then the Celestrians' main duty would not be protecting their flock, but fighting fires across the Protectorate, and they certainly don't have the infrastructure for such a large undertaking. We are now familiarized completely and fully with the fire spirit. It looks like it has an angel for a mouth, because it's got its head, it's got the 2 wings, and it looks like it's burning in hell. Oh, I am very weak. I don't have the HP for this. Wait, I have the spells for healing. Restores at least 30 HP to a single ally. I will show this off. I can cast heal on myself and heal 35 HP. And they're going to use Frizz, which is their wont because they're fire spirits. So of course they would be able to throw fireballs at us. I will do the abilities. Dragon Slash, an attack that deals heavy damage to dragons. Suffice to say, the little fire spirit is not a dragon. He is a little fire spirit. He's a ghost. He's a specter. He is an evil bit of incarnations of bonfire souls. Anyway, we're going to use Dragon Slash so I can show it off. As you see, 0-8, or /8, because it's a sword, but it takes 0 MP, which is pretty good because it's a pretty powerful move at this stage of the game. It would be if, of course, it hit. It doesn't have any MP. Well, that's fantastic. That's so great. I didn't want to attack. Oh my god, it's got a lot of evasion. We are just a pair of really kind of foolish people at the moment. I'm like just slashing at air. He's just kind of undulating at me. Can we do Dragon Slash, please? 10 whole damage. That's way better than like the 2 or 3 we would have done normally. So there's literally no downside to just spamming Dragon Slash, because it's a pretty powerful move, again, at this stage of the game. 12 experience and 15 gold. Nice. There is, of course, the chest. I have to remember, swap the screens. Open the boxes while you swap the screens. A feather fan. That would be useful if we were doing fans. If you wanted to do fans pretty early on, there's a nice early fan for you to do if you wanted to test it out. It might be a good idea. Mecha Mine. Use Dragon Slash. How much does this do? Because normally we're averaging like 2 or 3. Okay, we're still doing 2. Interesting, but that's fine. That's fine. Keep doing the Dragon Slashes, because there is a range of damage. You're not totally always set to do, you know, X, Y, or Z amounts of damage. You can do increasing or decreasing amounts. So something to experiment on. And hope and pray that your luck turns out better with fighting. Another fire spirit. What's over here? Another staircase. Did we come up from this staircase? I think this is where we're supposed to be. I wanted to go on to the south side. What was down below? Bag of laughs, leave me alone. Leave me alone. I believe there's one. Oh, it's a door. Nice. Oh, and another box. Oh my god, I love boxes. 210 gold. Oh my god, that's a lot of gold. We probably just robbed some royal grave or something. Because, like, who else? What kind of human would warrant 210 entire gold coins in this grave? Unless it was someone's secret stash. Which, I mean, egg on their face for thinking anything is safe from me. Nothing is safe from me. You! I need to have a chat with you. Because it's been a hot... And a Bodkin Archer. Luckily for us, we've already learned all about the inner machinations of the Bodkin Archer's mind. But the spirit, on the other hand, is something that we have not. Despite possessing a similar name to the fire spirit, the spirit is a far more benign being, unless antagonized. Believe it or not, but the spirit is just the remnants of Robert, the local cobbler, and no one, mortal or Celestrian, knows what is keeping him tethered to the mortal coil. When a particularly gutsy guardian tries to guide him to the next life, Robert usually attacks or simply flees, only to reappear sometime later. I'm going to target down Robert because I feel like he's the most dangerous. 7 hull damage. Yeah, 4 hull damage. He's doing a lot of damage. Dude, leave me alone. Don't touch me. Ah! Right, enemies can get damage multipliers on you if their abilities all hit you in a single line. And that applies for you as well in the future, but we'll talk more about that in a bit, but not right now. But, oh, you missed. Bodkin Archers, they're not the best shots, so you don't have to worry too terribly much about the lowly Bodkin Archer. Spirits, on the other hand, oh, wow, nothing happens because you're an idiot. Yeah, that's what they do. If they ever get weak and they feel like they're losing, they can and will use medicine. But they'll also try and hit. They're like the stormtroopers of the Dragon Quest IX world. They're pathetically weak and they miss all their shots. And if they're failing, they'll take drugs. Because, you know, Darth Vader. You think Darth Vader has medicinal coverage? No. There's no medicinal coverage in the Empire. There's no health coverage. Health benefits, concerns? Palpatine is not that kind of dude. Bye, Robert. Yeah, Robert's already back. It's like he just comes around and does whatever he wants. He's always around. Oh, leave me alone, please. I want... Oh, another box. I want these boxes so badly. Ooh, a pouch of coagulant. Lovely. Oh, well, Robert wants to play. He wants to prove himself worth our time. Luckily for us, we don't have to worry too terribly much because we just need like 3 Dragon Slash. I really love Dragon Slash. Trust me, Dragon Slash is a move that'll come in super handy because if its description gives anything away, there are dragon enemies, and dragon enemies are fierce. They are fierce. Can we get like, I want to eke out like 1 more level up. 1 more level up before we go through the door. So we might have to get a few more spars in with, I don't want to fight the birds. Leave me alone, birds. Fire spirits are just as good. We'll go with the fire spirits. Oh, and another spirit. All right, let me take care of these guys. It won't be that bad. We've already seen everything these guys have to offer. Frizz and Slash, it won't be that bad. Give me un momento while I take care of them, please. Oh, I died. Welp. Dynne. Robert, when he pairs up with his cousins of the fire variety, is just real powerful. Really? Oh, we're all the way back here. Oh, mighty one. May you watch over and protect this poor child. Amen. Oh, man, we have to go all the way back, and all the way through the thing. Oh, how inconvenient. Well, luckily for us, we got a full heal. As you can see in the corner, it says Dynne, 39. Well, let's get that extra level, and I'll meet you guys all the way back down in there. It won't take not but an instant. Oh, and there's the level 6, the Bag of Laughs, very helpful. Look at those stats. 3 points of strength, a lot of agility, some resilience, deafness, charm, and HP, and so much more. Very nice. Ooh, and 3 more skill points. 3 whole skill points. What about the shield? We got the block and spiel at 6 points, and we got attack plus 10 at 7. I think I'm going to take my own advice and hold on to these points for the moment. And skill point allocation, as I said, you can end it at any point you desire. We got 51 gold coins. And I will switch the screens and super quickly show off how you can get the points back. If you go into your miscellaneous menu, as I said, and go into skill points, you can choose who to allocate the points with. And you can, again, just bring up the menu and do it whenever you want. So if you're questioning, hesitant, anything like that, you can just go into it and do it whenever you want. I think I'm going to continue to fight against the Bag of Laughs. I want one more. I might be greedy to get to level 7, but I think I want to do one more level so I can get the plus 10 attack from my swords. Because I feel like if we die to a bunch of ghosts, what's coming up next might not be the most healthy of things. Go away, Bag of Laughs. Are you going to attack me? 2 whole damage. How pathetic. How pathetic. You've already been defeated. You've been destroyed. It is impossible to recover a live specimen of those things. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about it, but it's just so difficult. Anyway, we need to consider and continue and commence the training. And there it is. After having a few more friendly spars with Robert, we have got to level 7. Our stats are looking pretty nice, A few more bits of strength, agility, et al. Very good. It is very nice. My attributes improve, and I can get a total of how many points? Whoops, that's not the right button. 3 more points. Really? Only 3? I'm going to actually confirm first and then allocate them myself, because I believe the way it works when it comes to doing it, if you have stuff, or if you have the skill points banked, like you have some saved, I believe you have to wait. Really? Points remaining 3. Why did that? How very strange. I thought. Oh, you know what it might be is, I don't think you get skill points every level. I think that's what it is. I think you don't get skill points every level. That might be it. I could have just been completely blind and overlooked the fact that I did not get skill points at level 6. That might have been that. That's probably what it was. That is almost certainly what it was. All right, well, cast heal. No, why did you do it twice? Oh, right. Heal all will get you to full HP, and if for some reason your spells don't get you to full HP, it will automatically use more and more, so be aware of that. If you want to have control over your MP, you definitely want to do it yourself and not, do heal all. Anyway, let's go through this door. This is probably where we need to go. Oh, it's actually not what I thought it was. All right, well, another box to open. Oh, and I love opening boxes. A seed of deafness. Ooh, seeds. Seeds of deafness. These are very interesting items, and they are very rare. They are very rare indeed. If we go into our bag and we look at the seed of deafness, we can see that it is a seed that steps up a single ally's deafness a dash. And what that means is you essentially get a boost of a few points to your deafness stat. There are a bunch of different seeds within the world of Dragon Quest IX, each one related to a specific stat like HP or attack or defense or deftness in this case. And deftness, not to be confused with deafness or whatever, because, those are completely different things, is the measure of how often you get critical hits, which is going to be not super useful for me as a minstrel. So I think for the moment, I'm actually going to save this because you cannot buy it. They are rather difficult to get a lot of, so I'm going to hold on to that. And then the coagulant, which is stuff Poisonous powder that puts a single enemy into a state of paralysis. A lot of these items are going to be interesting to see whether or not we use them, but stuff like the Cowpat has an interesting text box. Fragrant fallout from a farmyard favorite. Alchemize it. And you may be wondering, alchemize it? There's alchemy in this game? And you'd be like, yeah, there is, but we'll get to there in a long time too, so don't you worry about that at all. Chimera wings, what? These are, okay, Chimera wings are fast travel, so if you've been to a place, you can teleport there, but we're not going to worry about that right now. I would very much like to go up these stairs and see whether or not we get destroyed by the thing that's up here. Blue hair woman. Can we ignore you? Is there anything back here? Can we escape? Oh, no, box. The way ahead is blocked by fallen rubble. There's no way through. If only we could crawl up above it. If only I had my wings. The humans had... How did they survive not being able to fly? Do you need help, ma'am? I feel like you might need help. Oh my, I never expected to bump into anyone all the way down here. Well, let it be known. I am here to save you. That's... My flock demanded it. I don't even know you. I don't think you're a part of my flock. I don't remember anyone with blue hair. Did Erin have blue hair? I don't remember. She had an orange bandana. It's her most defining feature. Hey, sweetie, couldn't you be a hero and shift some of this rubble for me? Could you, please? My ankle might be shattered in a million places. I don't think I'll ever walk the same way again. I'm not badly hurt or anything, minus, the shattered ankle. We might have to amputate. But I'm kind of stuck here, Well, hopefully I can help. And I don't fancy being around when that beast comes back. A beast, you say? Lift the rocks, trapping her legs? It's just the one leg. I can clearly see the other one is totally fine. But yeah, I am strong guardian man. I can save people. I will save you, blue-haired lady. Oh, it's shaking. Why is it more rubble? Oh, please don't fall on us. Oh, brother, it's back. Oh no, look at this beast. I got trapped trying to run away from that guy and not looking where I was going. Watch your head, sweetie. Sure thing. Yeah, my newest member of the flock. Oh boy. This monstrosity is the terrifying Hexagone. The pure strength exuded by these hulking beasts make them quite the fearsome foe. Hunted to near extinction by many cultures across the Protectorate, the Hexagone have become vanishingly rare sights, and despite their incredible power and the immense danger posed to adventurers and travelers alike, many a brave, or even naive soul would travel quite the distance to try their hand and their blade at felling this mythic beast. And the Hexagone is someone you do not want to mess with. Luckily for us, this is the reason why I wanted to get that plus 10 to attack. If we lose this fight, I might have to do another level and get to 8 so we can get that plus attack. Anyway, I'm just gonna go with a bunch of Dragon Slashes. It's got a lot of HP and a lot of damage. It can send rubble raining down, and that does a lot of damage. You definitely want to be aware and keep track your HP on this. If you got special moves from your skills, I highly recommend using them because it will do a lot of damage. If you are less confident in your abilities, go back to town. There's no shame in a tactical retreat, and buy some medicinal herbs. You can very quickly and easily grind up enough money from enemies both in and out of the Hexagon to afford a few of the medicinal herbs, or if you get lucky, you can get some from drops on enemies, but that's not reliable. So the main strategy of this, there's not a lot of strategy because the strategy is literally just click attack and ability and just do damage. You need to do as much damage as possible, and he's not gonna do a lot of damage. It's pretty easy to manage yourself because you're just trading attacks back and forth. But when you get to, I'd say below 10 HP, is when I would recommend using an item like the medicinal herb. Because at this point, 30 HP, it gives not necessarily, 30 HP minimum, so it's pretty good to have just 1, 2, maybe 3, if you're a bit of a lower level, on hand for this fight. I think this thing has around 90 HP. You guys saw it in the little bio that we had, which is pretty good and informative. So I think it's around 90 HP, so we only need 10 or 11, maybe 12 rounds of attack, so we should be fine. There we go. Critical hit, or not a critical hit. We defeated it. Fantastic. Hexagone is defeated. There really shouldn't be any trouble. If you get like 1 or 2 skills, a few levels, you'd be able to deal with this thing perfectly fine. 175 EXP and 100 gold. I thought that would level us up. The Hexagone drops a treasure chest. Give me that magic beast hide. Yeah, boy. It's 100% drop rate. Bosses will usually have 100% drop rate on their items, and I believe most main story bosses will only have 1 item to drop, so you don't have to worry about like, I'm going for all items or a specific challenge or anything like that. I have to grind out and reset this boss a million. You don't have to worry about there's no worrying about that. Now, back to blue hair. You're tougher than you look. Thanks, I can swing the pointy end at the thing. I'm a Celestrian. I am near functionally immortal, so I know I have lots of experience. Thanks for saving my hide there. I coincidentally got a hide myself. I think I'm going to turn it into a nice sweater vest. You're a doll. I'm taller than you. I'm not a doll. You know, I managed to shake myself free in all the chaos. Well, why was I here in the first place? To be your meat shield, I imagine. Oh, the self-appointed burden of being a Celestrian guardian, being the meat shield to a bunch of Mortys. How far we've fallen. Literally in my case, because I fell from a very high place. Let's get out of here, huh? Being attacked by monsters is such a drag. Not what I would call it. I had a lot of lovely spars with Robert. Not that I'd expect you to know who Robert is. It's mainly among the Celestrians that we're familiar with him. We've tried to get him to move on for a long time, but it never really works. I'm glad you're so easily able to walk after having your leg crushed. Oh, we're safe now, I guess. Probably. Stay away from the poison. I might have some antidotal herbs. Maybe. You know, I'm not just a Dark Ruins kind of gal. Neither am I. I'm Patty, by the way. I run an inn over in Stornway. I don't know where that is. That's outside of my jurisdiction. And you are? Oh, get out of here. You're from Angel Falls? I am an angel, and I fell. Oh, you're talking about the place. Right, yeah. It's the blunt force trauma to my head. I have severe amnesia. I forget things nearly as soon as I learn them. Ah, that reminds me. I gotta get to Angel Falls myself, like, right away, before the sun sets. Because it would be bad if I had to go out in the middle of the night. Lots of monsters. See ya, sweetie. Thanks a bunch for your help. Gotta go. Time moves really quick. Well, she's gone. Well, on the way, I'm actually going to, instead of teleporting back, I am actually going to walk back myself, because by the time we get back, it should be nighttime, and there are a few, there's like 1 enemy, I think, is it the Draki no, we already did the Draki. Are there any enemy? We did the slime, we did the Cruel Cumber. I'm gonna just walk my way back, and if there are any enemies that we need to do for biographies and the bios, I will do that. Although, it's like 6 seconds away. Sack-Squatch, we need to introduce and learn about the biology of the Sack-Squatch. Despite not being the most eloquent creatures, the humble Sack-Squatch do try their best to emulate their collective hero, William Shake-Squatch. So if you ever come across a wild Sack-Squatch practicing their poetry and want your opinion on it, try to ignore the sand they spit at you. They don't mean anything malicious by it. Look at these dudes. They're so adorable. They're so adorable. I love these things, and they're bulky as heck. They kind of just sit here. This one was completely non-aggressive. I don't know why I felt the need to do that, but you know, sometimes it just, it has to happen. It has to happen like that, but that's fine. They come back really easily. They have an entire procedure about how to stitch themselves back up. Don't touch me, Teeny Sanguini. I don't want. All right, we're back in town, which is fantastic. That did not take nearly as much time. Traversing the world, it's a small thing to do. Anyway, it's the middle of the night, so hopefully Patty got back, because I don't want to rescue her again. Oh, my beloved Cabbage Patch. This is the only reason that I guard this decrepit town. It used to be way better back in Aquila's day, but now it's just 9 cabbages. That's the only thing worth protecting. This was the place, right? Can I break the pots? Medicinal herb and gold. Nice. I'm glad Jenny. No. What's her name? Larry. No. Patty? No, that's the blue hair. I forget her name. The orange bandana. Like I said, blunt force trauma to the head. It will make you forget even the most simplest to remember things. Where's my bush? Ah, my bush. I wish you well. Can I go in the end? Can I, like, rent a room? Erin, that's her name. You both have blue hair. Well, technically Aaron has like a dark blue, like a violet color. Huh, so this is Edwin's place, all right. No one else knew how to do it quite like he did. The original host with the most. What a cute slogan. How do I know what slogans are, you may be asking? Did you know my father then? Oh, you must be Patty. I was so worried about you. I heard that someone called Patty had gone missing on their way over here. Oh, yep, that's me, honey. You were worried, huh? Oh, that's sweet. I can't believe you remembered my name. You were so tiny. So where's old Edwin hiding, huh? Yeah, 6 feet under, apparently, unfortunately. So sad. I thought you were probably coming to see him. I'm afraid he's no longer with us. It was 2 years ago now. Yeah? No longer with us? You mean he passed away? Sadly, yes. Whoa, I can't believe it. So the incredible, that's... Gee, what does that mean for my old inn, then? What, your old inn? Is this just some kind of selfish human request? Where you're like, I have an old favor to call in. We're getting the gang back together for one last job. And I need your help. And he'll like turn his head to the side and be like, do I want to get myself back involved in this kind of life? I gave up innkeeping a lifetime ago, it feels like. And then he'd turn his head back to you, Patty, and be like, fine, I'm in. And then you roll out the red carpet for the king, and you're like, oh, and we gotta steal his luggage back because there's like this whole debate. Sorry, I go on a tangent, I ramble. Akila's television, it's just Celestrian TV. It's something else. I guess if Edwin's gone, that means you're running the place all on your own then, huh? Well, yeah, that's how things work. Inheritance laws and all that. I had to pay a lot of inheritance tax on this place, which was nearly put us into bankruptcy. But luckily, we had a lot of coins left in the pots in the house, in the basement specifically. Didn't like having to break into that, but that's fine. It's not the biggest inn in the world, but it's so quaint. I bet the guests here feel more welcome than in their own homes. This is like literally one room. There isn't even a bathroom. Although I haven't seen a bathroom yet in any of these houses. Mortals. Filthy. That's very kind of you. I try my best to honor my father's memory by keeping the place running smoothly. Well, you're doing a bang-up job, Aaron. I think, from what little cultural impact of humans that I know, I'd say you're doing just fine. Hey, I wouldn't expect anything else from the daughter of the incredible entertainer, honey. Is that human thing that they play on words? I'm learning so many things. About this incredible thing. Hey, I don't suppose you want to give running an inn in Stornoway a shot, do ya? What? I beg your pardon? I believe she's offering you a job, oh orange bandana one. So when Dad was in Stornoway, people used to call him the incredible entertainer. Yeah, I realize it's not the most creative of names, but you know, once the masses, they get an idea, a name in their head, it's impossible, literally impossible to get it out, so it's stuck, unfortunately. You better believe it, honey, he was the best of the best. Creme de la creme, cream of the crop, corn of the maize. He was only a young guy back then, but he set up his own inn from scratch. He literally bought and leveled the land with his own 2 feet and grew the trees from the young acorn. It took him most of his life just to grow the lumber for the inn. And then everyone else was just like, wow, that guy grew an inn from trees. I gotta go stay there. And it was like 20 minutes later, he was the best. Never mind the fact that he was also kind of like the only inn in Stornoway, but that's neither here nor there. He set it up from scratch. He put all of his rivals out of business. Not that he had any. There was like one kindly grandma who he kind of like stole the rights for her land. It was whatever you may hear, the accusations are not nearly as egregious as they might seem. Goodness, I can't imagine him being like that. Yeah, I bet he didn't tell you all of the sordid things that he did to get that inn up and running. But he always seemed so adventurous, or unadventurous. He didn't seem the adventurous sort to me, and he said he was happy to run even the smallest of inns as long as we were together. A family man wanting to put his dark past behind him. Aquila has many shows that follow the same plotline. Yeah, that's the funny thing though. Why would a guy like Edwin choose to ship out to a hick town like this? Oi! This is my stretch of the wood. My bush and my cabbage patch is not a hick town. It's not my fault that a hick town developed up around my bush and my cabbage patch. Well, I guess that's water under the bridge, because there is a waterfall and two bridges. And the thing is, his old place in Stornway is in a lot of trouble right now. Kind of going into bankruptcy. Inheritance taxes and all that. We couldn't really find you for the longest time, so a lot of people have been vying for the land. We were all kind of hoping that the incredible entertainer would make a comeback and get things back on track again. Tracks? Tracks? Train tracks. We don't have those up in the observatory because it's so small. Or, well, we have a train, but ours flies, so we don't need tracks. I just can't believe I didn't know he died 2 whole years ago. I mean, gee, I'm so sorry, honey. Oh, not at all. I'm just sorry you came all this way for nothing. Hey, no apology needed. I mean, I got to meet you instead, right? You're coming back with me to Stornway. I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't think that's possible. I have my hands full with this place, the inn that I run, and I have run since my father died and has been in the family for as long as I've been alive. I can't, just up and leave. And I just find it hard to believe that Dad was some kind of legendary innkeeper in the first place. Hard to believe. You can't argue with the facts, honey. And I can see you're a chip off the old block, too. I got a knack for seeing people's strengths, Humans have the power to see whether or not someone would be a good innkeeper? That's such a niche skill. Can it be taught? Patty, can you teach me how to see how capable someone is of running an inn? Oh dear, it's getting late, and I really need to get started on supper. I have an ailing old man in the basement that I need to feed. You'll excuse me, right? Hopefully, I'm leaving. Please, I can't go to Stornway with you, so stop trying to talk me into it. She just made that door vanish. She's incredibly powerful. A stubborn one, huh? Stubborn? Powerful, more like. Don't worry, sweetie. You'll see sense before long. Don't try and pressure my flock into doing something that they're not comfortable with, because I may not care so much for my humans, but they are my humans, and I care for them enough. Hey, yeah, I thought I recognized you. You're the guy who helped me back at the ruins, right? I was literally standing in the room eavesdropping in plain sight for this entire conversation. If you're only just now recognizing me, I must not make for a very good innkeeper. Which, I mean, true. Thanks again for that. While you're in the helping mood, honey, you couldn't try to twist Erin's arm, could you? That seems anathema to my role as a Celestrian guardian of this town. I can't let that kind of talent go to waste. It'd be good for her too, I mean, I'm not gonna force her out of her home. I don't know a lot about human culture, but I feel like that's a taboo in many ways. I'll go talk to her to make sure she's all right, but I'm not gonna force her. What do you want? Arvin? Ivor. Erin passed by just now, and she was acting really odd. I wonder what's going on. She was just solicited for innkeeping duty. No way, that Patty woman's trying to recruit her? Surely Erin wouldn't think of leaving here and going to live in Stornway. I mean, she might, just to get out of your sphere of influence. Lord knows I would, but that's neither here nor there. I need to say goodnight to my cabbages. Cabbages! Cabbages! Should we leave off on a cliffhanger? I think we might have to leave off on a cliffhanger. Let's give Erin a hot minute to stew, because, she's cooking dinner. I want to, catch up with the cabbages and do a lot of stuff. And, I mean, what a man does with his cabbages is personal to himself at all times. You don't ever want to ask a man about what he does in the comfort of his own home with his cabbages. That is the most supreme celestial taboo. So, whether you watch this episode for 30 seconds or the entire thing, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you on the next episode of Dragon Quest IX. Later.